we should flip sides and talk about this Atlanta predicament is what I'm going to use because Rob Valentino has done insane work with Atlanta United. He took over when they were in 13th place, 3 points off of the playoffs. He then lost Caleb Wiley, Georgios Giakoumakis, and Thiago Almada, and was left with a team that was a shell of what they started with. Nobody thought they were going to make the playoffs. They thought this was just going to be a rebuild year. He had a lot of work to do. They did get a little lucky, as we talked about in our previews, but he got full buy-in from the team. He got them playing a style that fit the personnel that he had, and not only got them into the playoffs, but they won the playing game and beat Inter Miami in 3 games. So the question is, did he do enough to get the full-time gig?
Listen, I'm going to say some stuff right now that's probably going to upset people in the current state of where things are. I haven't seen enough yet that I'd want him to take over as the head coach right now. The reality is, I was thinking about it when I was thinking about it this morning when we were putting stuff together for the show.
Mm-hmm.
He took over, and since he's taken over, he took over June 3rd. Since he's taken over, you were talking about stuff, where they were sitting in the standings and whatnot. He's had 1.33 points per game. If you were to extrapolate that across the entire season, Atlanta would finish eighth. You're talking about marginal improvement. Now, it becomes the conversation again when you consider the fact that the team lost Almada, they lost Yakimakis, they lost Wiley. Big losses, 100%. I mean, considering what Yakimakis and Almada meant for this team last season and how much they contributed, it's a big loss. At the same time, they did bring in replacements for two of those three. You brought in Moranchuk for big money to be your Almada replacement. You brought in Amador as your Caleb Wiley replacement, who has been stellar, as you had said plenty of times at this point. Really, what you were missing is Yakimakis up top. There hasn't been a striker replacement, but guys have stepped up and been successful there. Rios and Tyre have both been very good there. I just don't think the form of an eighth place team and a one series knockout of Miami should warrant like lock in at head coach now for next season. Like if he goes and wins this MLS Cup, he can do whatever he wants. If he wants Arthur Blank's position, he can have it. If he can win our MLS Cup with this team, but I'm not ready to be like, all right, stop the head coach search. We have our head coach right now because he won a 3-game series against Miami. I need a bit more if I'm gonna have that conversation. I'd still, as of right now, I'd still rather a Patrick Vieira. I'd rather, maybe I'm leading into the next topic, a Jim Curtin over Valentino right now. And I feel like that might upset some Atlanta fans who are big time on Valentino, and he's done an amazing job with what I think he's done a good job with what he's had, but not enough that I'm like, all right, cut the search. We got our guy.
Well, you name dropped the three that are kind of in contention right now, right? It's Valentino, it's Vieira, and it's Jim Curtin. If Jim Curtin was not looking for work right now, I say Valentino sticks around because I don't love Vieira in MLS. I don't think he is a team-changing manager. Like, I don't think he is the guy who you're going to come in and change the entire culture of what you're doing, right? I think Rob's already done a good job doing that. He didn't really win a ton with NYC. He was pretty mid everywhere else he went. I don't think he'll be great for Atlanta. But Jim Curtin is a proven winner in MLS. He has not had a lot of help. He's got a good relationship with Garth Lagerwey. He will get the spending that he's been asking for in Philly with Arthur Blank. If he gets Henderson in, it might be I'm going to use the term quadfecta because it's not a trifecta. It's going to be four of them. It's going to be Blank, it'll be Henderson, it'll be Lagerwey, and it'll be Curtin. It'll be the quadfecta that Atlanta need to get back to the top. Now, that being said, if Jim Curtin says that he doesn't want to coach in Atlanta, he wants to take a year off or whatever, then I think you keep Rob. But if Curtin is available, I think you take him because you'd be silly not to.
Oh yeah, I mean Curtin would be my first choice too, especially if you're bringing in all these guys who are known for consistent success. That is a perfect head coach for consistent success for what he
Yeah.
was able to do with Philly outside
Oh,
of
yeah.
this year, where they should have been better. Um,
100%.
but yeah, no, I still think I would rather keep the options open right now as opposed to just settling on Valentino. If we did miss out on Curtin or Curtin decides he wants to take a year off, But we'll see what happens. Like I said, if he wins this MLS Cup, he can do whatever he wants. If he wants to be head coach, if he wants to be GM, if he wants to be the owner, I don't care. You can have it.
Well, and that's it, right? If Xavi, because I did just take a look. I didn't realize Xavi was not with a team. I thought he did, but maybe it was just a rumor. He's free of work. If Xavi shows up and says, "Yeah, I'll coach Atlanta United," yeah, I mean that's kind of self-explanatory.
That'd be
Um,
funny. Could you imagine? He comes in to coach Atlanta, the team that just knocked out Messi.
that would be funny. No, I'm not holding my breath for that one, but yeah, listen, like the thing about Rob, and we talked about it before, is Rob Valentino has created the culture and the buy-in of the program that he wants, and he's done it already by winning in the playoffs twice. So that sort of stuff is really tough to build if you have a new coach, and especially if the guys in the locker room like him and will play for him and run through a wall for him. That's tough to rebuild with somebody from the outside unless they have a really, really well respected pedigree already. So my kind of hierarchy is Jim Curtin, Rob Valentino, Patrick Vieira. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
If I had to pick between the three at this moment, I'd probably go Curtin, Vieira, Valentino.
All right. Well, if you guys are
But who
listening,
knows? There could be a new manager that we're not even thinking of that could just come into the mix that
yeah,
they're looking
absolutely.
at.
Graham Potter wants a shot. I'm sure.
I There's a part of me that actually maybe wouldn't mind that because
I couldn't either.
it's just something completely new. So I wouldn't be a like I'd have to think about it more.